Hello students, today we will study our next topic of the chapter Heredity and Evolution. The topic is evolution by stages. Evolution takes place by stages, that is bit by bit over generation. It means that the evolution gradually the changes occur by which we can say evolution occur. These changes occur gradually over generation. So first of all, evolution by eyes, second is evolution of feathers, third is artificial selection. So evolution by eyes, Euglena has spot-like eyes. So it is visible that red color spot in the diagram. So by this spot it can detect light. It is a primitive organism. A flatworm named Planaria has very simple eyes that are really just eye spots which detect light. Okay, so there is some development occur. So gradually over time the development occur by stages and there is evolution of complex eye. Human being has complex eye, as you know that. To this eye we also say lens. We can see far away object also, nearby object also with this eye. So it is a complex organ. So from the simple primitive eye, a complex eye develop. So we can say this is the evolution by stages. Insects, eye like the wings seem to be very popular adaptation. Insects have them, so does an octopus and so do vertebrates. Structure of the eye in each of these organisms is different enough for them to have separate evolutionary origin. Next is evolution of feathers. How the evolution occurs of feathers. So you know that many years, thousands of years ago, the dinosaur is present on the earth. Dinosaur live on the earth. Dinosaur is having feathers. So what is the use of feather in dinosaur? Dinosaur use this feather for only insulation purpose. Dinosaur is not able to fly, but the birds which develop afterward, okay, they are having feathers also and they are able to fly also. Okay, dinosaur having feather but not able to fly. So there is a complexity occur in the feathers. Okay, feathers for example can start out as providing insulation in cold weather, but they might not be useful for the flight. Birds seem to have later adapted the feathers to flight. So the birds are very closely related to the reptiles since dinosaurs were reptile. Okay, dinosaur is having feather, it is a reptile. So next is artificial selection. Okay, so you know that very dissimilar looking structures evolved from a common ancestral design. It is true that analysis of the organ structure in fossils allow us to make estimate of how far back evolution relationship go. But those are guesses about what happened in history. Okay. So you know that man is selfish animal on the earth. So artificial selection is what? Process of selecting desired traits to breed other plant or animal for the desirable traits. Okay? For the desirable trait, what we do? We select the animal. We select the desired traits from the animal to breed, to get the desirable traits. Okay? Same thing in the plants also. Okay? So, if we take the example, okay, of wild cabbage. Wild cabbage is as a food plant. Okay, various vegetables are grown from this wild cabbage by artificial selection rather than natural selection. Okay, so some farmers have wanted to select very short distance between leaves and bred cabbage we eat. Okay, some have wanted to select for the arrested flower development and have bred broccoli, or for sterile flowers and have made the cauliflower. Some have selected for swollen parts and come up with kohlrabi. Some have simply looked for slightly larger leaves and come up with a leafy vegetable called kale. So artificial selection process conducted by man is known as artificial selection. So traits are selected for the benefit of man, benefit for human being. Less time is needed to yield the result in the artificial selection. But in the natural selection, because it is natural phenomena, traits selected are beneficial to species. Long time is needed for the result in the natural selection. Okay? So it needs the long time. Another way of tracing evolution relationship depends on original idea that we started with. That idea was that changes in DNA during reproduction are basic event in the evolution. If that is the case, then comparing the DNA of different species should give us different estimate to how much the DNA has changed during the formation of these species. Our next topic is molecular phylogeny. Now, what is molecular phylogeny? The approach of molecular phylogeny is based on the idea that organisms which are more distantly related will accumulate a greater number of differences in their DNA. Okay? Which are more distantly related will accumulate a greater number of differences in their DNA. Such studies traces the evolutionary relationship among different organisms and thus help in their classification. Changes in the DNA during cell division would lead to changes in the protein that are made from this new DNA. Another point that has been made is that these changes would accumulate from one generation to the next. Okay, the changes which are made in the first generation, that changes, and in the second generation more changes will occur, and in the third generation more changes will occur. These changes accumulate. Okay, the generation which is occur in the first generation and in the second generation and in the third generation, these changes accumulate from one generation to the next. Okay, and this be used to trace the changes in the DNA backward in the time and find out where each change diverged from the other. Molecular phylogeny does exactly this. This approach is based on the idea that organisms which are more distantly related will accumulate a greater number of differences in their DNA. Such studies trace the evolution relationship and it has. Now the next topic is evolution should not be equated with progress. What does it mean? It means that there is no real progress in the idea of evolution. Evolution is simply the generation of diversity and the shaping of diversity by environmental selection. The only progressive trend in evolution seems to be that more and more complex body design have emerged over time. Okay? So what I said there is no real progress in the evolution, in the idea of evolution. Only one progress in the evolution is that with time complex to complex body design come into existence. Okay? Firstly, there are multiple branches possible at each and every stage of this process. So it is not as if one species is eliminated to give rise to a new one. A new species has emerged, but that does not necessarily mean that the old species will disappear. It will all depend upon the environment. It is not as if the newly generated species better than the older one. Okay, we cannot say this thing. New species which arises, that species is better from the older one. Okay, it is just natural selection and genetic drift have together led to the formation of a population that cannot reproduce with the original one. Human beings have not evolved from chimpanzee. They had a common ancestor. Both chimpanzee and human being, they have a common ancestor from which they evolved separately. Human beings are not the pinnacle of evolution, but they are only one species among the several evolving species. Okay? One of the simplest life form, bacteria, inhabit the most inhospitable habitats like hot spring, deep sea thermal vents and the ice in Antarctica. Okay? So bacteria has simple body design. It exists on the earth when the earth formed and it is still present now also. At this time also the bacteria occur. It has simple body design. So we can say this thing, with evolution is only the progressive trend of complex body design. Okay? Next topic is human evolution. There is great diversity among human beings in the form and features around the world. Skin color used to be the commonest way of identifying these so-called races. Some were called yellow, some black, white or brown. Over recent years, the evidence has become very clear. There is no biological basis to the notion of human races. All humans are a single species. Not only that, where we have lived for the past few days, past few thousand years, we all come from Africa. Its proof is that our old fossil, that is Homo sapien, human species old fossil, that is Homo sapien, can be traced at Africa. So our genetic footprints can be traced back to our African roots. Thousands of years ago, some of our ancestors left Africa while others stayed on. The migrants slowly spread across the planet from Africa to West Asia, then to Central Asia, Eurasia, South Asia, East Asia. They traveled down the island of Indonesia and Philippines to Australia, and they crossed the Bering Land Bridge to the America. They did not go in a single line, so they were not traveling for the sake of traveling. They went forward and backward with groups, sometimes separating from each other, sometimes coming back to mix with each other, even moving in and out of Africa. Like all other species on the planet, they had come into being as an accident of evolution and were trying to live their lives the best they could.